Hi baby girl, welcome to day 5 of the 30 days revolution challenge. I know yesterday was for guided discovery, and so you must have spent some time reflecting and journaling, or maybe not. If you've not, you should go do that now. I'll be expecting your assignments so I can read from you and engage in your healing process too. Today we'd be looking at forgiveness and self-compassion, a very interesting topic. I really hope this won't take that long, but if it does, it's for your betterment and benefit. So stay with me. Let's start with forgiveness. Forgiveness, according to Wikipedia, is the intentional and voluntary process by which one who may have felt initially wronged, victimized, harmed or hurt goes through a process in changing feelings and attitude regarding a given offender for his or her actions and overcomes the impact of the offense, flaw or mistake, including negative emotions such as resentment or a desire for vengeance. In simple terms, forgiveness is an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger, to let go of offense, to let go of an offender, whether or not there was acknowledgement or an apology. Why should you forgive anybody at all? Why should you forgive yourself? Why should you forgive an offender? Why should you forgive an offense? You should forgive because Christ forgave you. Colossians 3 verse 13 from the New Living Translation reads, "Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others." To buttress this, the Amplified Translation reads, "Be gentle and forbearing with one another, and if one has a difference, a grievance or complaint against another, readily pardoning each other, even as the Lord has freely forgiven you, so you must also forgive." So the first reason why we forgive anyone or anything at all is because Christ forgave us. If we look at our lifestyle and the love Christ has for us and what He has done for us through giving us salvation, we discover that we have hurt Him a lot of times. But God, through the sacrifice of Jesus, keeps looking at the blood and keeps saying, "I will forgive them. I will forgive them because of my blood that I've shed for them." So that's enough reason to forgive someone else. Someone's life went for your sake. That's enough reason to forgive. Why should you forgive? It sets you free. Forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness is freedom. It helps you overcome the feelings of anger, bitterness, resentment, or revenge. It sometimes baffles me when people want to take revenge because of something done to them. Probably their loved one was murdered or something. I usually think, okay, if you want to take revenge on the person that committed the offense and you want to murder their loved one too, would your loved one come back? Would it fill the void in your heart? Same thing goes for every other situation. If you want to take revenge on the offender, would it replace the wrong that was done to you? It would only give you temporary satisfaction, but has made things worse. Why should you forgive? Forgiveness begins your healing process. If you're going through a painful heartbreak or a tough life, When you choose to forgive those that has wronged you in the past, those that has done harm to you, those that have broken you, as hard as it can be, begins your healing process. When you decide to forgive, that's when healing starts. Forgiveness frees you from the control of the person who harmed you. It is possible for someone to harm you, to hurt you. You've cut this person off. You don't have access to this person. This person does not have access to you, but this person has control over you in your head. This person has control of how you feel in your mind. It is very possible. So what to do to be free from that self-made prison in your head is to decide to forgive this person. Yes, they may not have apologized. Yes, they did not know they hurt you as much as they did. Yes, they said those words carelessly and they did not know the effect of their words. Forgive them regardless. Forgiveness is the best revenge. Forgiveness is the best revenge. Forgiveness gives you peace. Of course, peace comes from Christ. But in choosing to forgive someone, you have peace. You're no longer haunted by the memories of the incident that happened that caused you to battle with unforgiveness. You're no longer struggling with the feelings of resentment, of anger, of pain, of anguish. And then finally, forgiveness helps you release the victim mentality. It makes you stop seeing yourself as the victim. It frees you from self-pity. It frees you from feeling like your world has ended because somebody broke you. Now, how can you move from that place of pain towards a state of forgiveness? Remember, we said the decision to forgive is the beginning of the healing process. So that you've decided to forgive someone does not mean that you just forgive, the thing just vanishes, you just forgive the person. No, you were not brainwashed. It's an intentional action. So how can you move from that place where you're so deep in pain to a place where you feel like, okay, you're ready to let go of this thing? First off, recognize the value of forgiveness and how it can improve your life. Recognize the benefits of forgiveness, which I've just shared some to you and I may share as we proceed. Recognize the value of forgiveness and how it can improve your life. I hope you're not just listening to me but also taking notes. Identify what needs healing and who you want to forgive. You have to be clear what needs healing, what part of your heart needs healing, what exactly needs healing, and who do you want to forgive? No matter how many they are, who do you want to forgive? What wrong did they do to you? The next thing to do is to join a support group or see a counselor, which is why I'm so proud of you for taking this challenge. So proud of you. Acknowledge your emotions about the harm done to you. Recognize how those emotions can affect your behavior and work to release them. Release the control and power that the offender or the offending person or the situation have had in your life. Choose to forgive again and again. So you need to acknowledge your emotions. You need to acknowledge the fact that you felt really hurt. You felt disappointed that that person could do what they did to you. You felt damaged and broken. Acknowledge those feelings and recognize how those feelings affect your behavior. Recognize the fact that because you feel insecure around people, you tend to push people away. Recognize the fact that because you feel broken, you have trust issues. Recognize the fact that because you've been broken in the past by some other persons, you are afraid of people. Or recognize the fact that you are overly critical of yourself because someone criticized you into a place of not seeing yourself as enough. You have to release the control and power that the offending person or situation has had in your life. You have to release the power you've given it to control how you feel, when you feel, and what you do. Now, how can you actually forgive when you've gotten to this point? You have decided to acknowledge your feelings. You have decided you now know the importance of forgiveness and all. You need to know that you cannot forgive without God. Listen, if you try to do it with head knowledge, with just your thought patterns, your emotions would fight back. Your emotions will tell you you're human too, and you deserve to be validated. So you need God. You need God, because when you make the decision to forgive someone, like I told you, you are not brainwashed. You would keep remembering reasons why you should hold on to this situation. You'd keep remembering reasons why you should hold on to what was done to you. But then at that point, when you cannot help yourself, when you cannot help how you feel, you have to go to the one who is love and speak to him about how you feel, how that you're still hurt by that thing that happened 5 years ago. You're still hurt by that thing that happened 2 days ago. You're still hurt by that thing that that person you love did to you. Talk to God about it. He has given us the Holy Spirit, our comforter, and is always ready to forgive us, to comfort us rather. Acknowledge the pain you feel. Think through things. Imagine being on the other side. You know, sometimes when we get to think of the people that hurt us and broke us and did these things, you would begin to feel empathy for them, because you discover that they were broken too. They were hurt too. And hurt people hurt others. Broken people break others, because they feel cheated for being broken to see another whole person. And yes, it's not your fault, but you were just the object of their resentment. So sometimes when you think through things and imagine being on their part, you discover that they were also having a hard time, and that was why they did what they did, and it would make you have some empathy for them instead of resenting them. Remember God's forgiveness for you. Pray for the person that hurt you. Pray for them. I know you feel pain, but like I said, if you think things through their lenses, you'll feel empathy for them. At that point, pray for them. I have never seen someone that prays for another person and the person's heart is not overshadowed by love. There's no way you can pray for someone and you would not eventually feel love for them. So pray for them. And then finally, just let it go. Just let it go. And when you remember what was done, remind yourself why you're letting go. Remind yourself why you're letting go of that situation. Remind yourself why you're letting go of the pain. Remind yourself that this forgiveness you're giving to the person, even though the person is not aware, is the best revenge you can give to the person for what they did to you. And now the final part of this forgiveness conversation. How do you know you have not forgiven or you are still in the process of forgiving? You know this when thoughts of this person or the situation stirs up anger and pain in your heart. That is a checkmate to show you that this thing or this person still has effect on you. You're yet to forgive them. That's a sign. Another way to know that you're still in that process or you have not forgiven is that you keep dwelling on your pain, refusing to move on. You keep playing the victim card, refusing to move on. You keep staying on what was done to you, refusing to move on. Another way to know you're yet to forgive is that you keep blaming the offender instead of taking responsibility for your feelings and actions. You keep blaming the person that broke you. You keep blaming the person that hurt you. You keep blaming the person. You're playing the blame games just to run away from your own feelings, just to shy away from from the vulnerability that comes with forgiveness and healing. Another way to know that you are yet to forgive is that you are unable to pray for them. If you're still in this place, go back to what I just shared earlier. Take the process again and again. When you feel stuck, go back again. You feel tired, go back again. You feel like it's not worth it, you're broken. There are days you would cry, yes, cry. There are days you'd feel like you're trying all, it's not working, talk to God. But do not harbor resentment. Do not harbor hatred. Do not harbor thoughts of vengeance. Do not harbor bitterness in your heart. Now let's move on to the next part of today's conversation. Self-compassion. This is a topic that is not so talked about, and I don't know why, but it's very important on your healing journey or even growing in life, basically. Because we are in a world where there's too much toxicity, there's too much pressure, there's too much pressure from the world, from family, from culture, from the systems, just to make you do better, be someone you're not, and then you can burn out, you can lose yourself without realizing that you've lost yourself. So what is self-compassion? Self-compassion is the process of turning compassion inward. So simple. It's the process of giving yourself compassion, giving yourself grace. It is being kind and understanding to yourself rather than being harshly self-critical when you fail, when you make mistakes, or when you feel inadequate. We give ourselves support and encouragement rather than being cold or judgmental when challenges and difficulties arise in our lives. This is self-compassion. Research has shown that self-compassion is one of the most powerful sources of coping and resilience we have available, radically improving our mental and physical well-being. Self-compassion motivates us to make changes and reach our goals, not because we are inadequate, but because we care and we want to be happy. So basically, self-compassion is one of the most powerful ways to cope in this toxic world and to stay resilient, to keep pushing, to keep moving, defying all odds, even when it seems like there's a huge resistance on your path. How can you practice self-compassion? Treat yourself as you would treat a friend that you know is going through a tough time. Permit yourself to make mistakes. Baby girl, you are not perfect and will never be perfect until the second coming of Jesus Christ, when we receive our immortal bodies. But so long as you are in the flesh, you will not be perfect. You may be introverted and have the tendency to want to be perfect, to do things correctly, to not make mistakes. Mistakes are a part of life. Mistakes are evidences that you're growing. Mistakes are opportunities to try better, to do it again. Which is why I said recently, let your last heartbreak be the reason why you want to love again, not the reason why you don't want to love again. When you have the mindset that mistakes are an opportunity to do better, you'd realize that the past heartbreak is an opportunity for you to do better in your next relationship. Be more self-aware. Use releasing statements. Instead of beating yourself up, affirm yourself. So for example, I have bad money habits. And I'm saying it because I've come to terms with the fact that yes, I do have bad money habits. But what do I do whenever I make some bad money decisions? Normally I would beat myself up and say, God, favor, you've made a wrong decision now, you've lost this money, you should have done better and all. Until I came to the understanding that if I keep beating myself up like that, I'll keep making the same mistake over and over again. And then I tried self-compassion. So I would tell myself, you just made an unwise decision, but that doesn't make you foolish. You just made an unwise decision, but that doesn't mean you cannot get better with money. This is an opportunity for you to try again next time and not lose another amount of money. The more you do this, the more you discover that that pressure of performance would fade away. That pressure to be the best, that pressure to live up to status quo, that pressure to never make mistake and be the perfect partner would fade away. So affirm yourself. Like I just highlighted, try self-acceptance. Accept yourself the way you are. Many times we keep wanting people to accept us the way we are. Accept yourself the way you are. I know there's a place of growing, not staying there, but first off, accept yourself. And then you can begin to highlight where you need to do better and where you need to grow. Are we good? The next thing to do is to practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. Try not to judge yourself too quickly. Don't be too judgmental of yourself. I know you've heard, if you don't live right, you'll go to hellfire. So you're not even waiting for judgment day again. You're judging yourself right here on earth. Baby girl, try not to judge yourself too quickly. You have been saved by grace through faith in Christ Jesus. Not of yourselves, is the gift of God. Not of your work, lest any man should boast. So there's nothing you want to do now. There's no mistake you want to make now that will make God ashamed of you. If you are saved, if you are born again, there's no mistake you want to make that will make God ashamed of you. So long as you come to yourself, you come back to the Father, admitting your wrongs, His arms are open wide. Let go of the need for outside validation. Enough of waiting for people to validate you, to tell you you're good enough, to tell you you're doing well, to tell you. The reason why you're hurt by people's statement or people's opinion of you is because you have always depended on people's validation for your happiness. The moment you discover that your validation of your happiness, of your work, of your personality is good enough and it's okay enough, then you'd be really happy. Here are 11 self-compassion affirmations you should practice. I would add them to the worksheet so you can always read them out to yourself. I accept the best and worst aspect of who I am. Changing is never simple, but it's easier if I stop being hard on myself. My mistakes shows that I'm learning and growing. It's okay to make mistakes and forgive myself. I am free to let go of others' judgments. It is safe for me to show kindness to myself. I deserve compassion, tenderness, and empathy for myself. I release myself with forgiveness from today, and I move forward with self-love tomorrow. Every day is a new opportunity. I won't let self-doubt or judgment hold me back from the future. I forgive myself and accept my flaws because nobody is perfect. I'm not the first person to have felt this way, and I won't be the last, but I'm growing. So that's about it. You should say this to yourself. Write them somewhere. Paste them on the wall in your house so you can see them when you want to start beating yourself up again. And affirm these words to yourself from time to time. Here's your assignment. For the forgiveness part, I'd love to know, why should you forgive? Why? What's your reason? If you know your why, you would be able to stay on the path of forgiveness. So let me know your why. Secondly, I want you to identify what needs healing and who you need to forgive. I need you to write them down. These are the persons that offended me. This is what they did to me. And this is what I need healing for. Are we together? Now for the self-compassion part, I need you to take the self-compassion test and share a snapshot of your results. I would share the link with you as an additional resource after this teaching. Take the self-compassion practices and share your experience. I'll share the link below too. Write yourself a self-compassion letter. I need you to write yourself a self-compassion letter. Acknowledge the fact that you may have not been doing so well in some areas, but validate yourself and acknowledge the fact that you can also grow and do better. So this is day 5 once again, and that will bring an end to the part 1 of the 30 days revolution challenge. If you enjoyed this part 1, you should continue with the next one. You're doing well, I must say. Congratulations on your healing journey. Please do well to carry out all your assignments, as they are instrumental in the healing process. They are instrumental to the progress you desire to see. If you just listen to my teachings, they will do you good. But then when you carry out the activities, the assessments, they make you more intentional, more self-aware, and you'll be able to navigate the next season that would come. Because the truth is, till you die, offenses would come. Till you die, even when you get married, offenses would keep coming. A popular minister of the gospel in Nigeria would often say, marriage is the union of two forgivers. So you need to learn how to heal. You need to learn how to deal with this thing now. So when you're married, you'd know how to handle your feelings and emotions correctly. I remain Gospel Victor Steven, your lead coach and anchor. To enjoy the rest of your day.